Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to another show. Welcome to another show. Welcome to video. Welcome to another show on this 24th January 2025. Technically, the 25th of January, but it's like midnight and 15 minutes. So we're not gonna talk about it. You know, it's Friday. So on Friday, what do? We do our Tower Talk because it is a tournament. So I could tell you an intro, but I'm actually really excited to get into it because I haven't played the tower a lot this week. So I'm really excited because the fact that I did play the tower, I was thinking about it. So first of all, let's do a little shout out to the new Dark Hole tower and background, which are fucking amazing. I think it's gonna be better if I show you here because it looks better. Yeah, this is the tower sword and this is the tower crown. So of course we're filming the tower shield. Now, funnily enough, last week my favorite tower was the tower sword. This week it is the tower shield. So why the tower shield? Because we discovered a module, but now there's a huge problem that we're having. A huge problem. So we have this module. I'm gonna start with the shield because it's my favorite. Today. I don't know next week. I don't know next month. Today. My apologies. We're switching back to tier 11 because a lot of the game that I'm playing are requiring me to play more. So okay. First of all, how did this tower go this week? The tower went really well because we were playing Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a game where, during the cutscene, I like to do clips for my Twitch. So clipping and having as many clips as I can, or creating as many clips as I can. Right? So because of that, I usually do, but Cyberpunk you can, because Cyberpunk there's time reaction. It's like Walking Dead Telltale. There's some word that you can say, and if you don't say nothing, you don't say nothing, and that's not good. That is not good at all. Well, I can do that. I could do a stone wall. Yeah, I could do that. That could be cool. Nazdrovia. A bit of Russian. Yeah, so we're back on tier 11 for the shield and the sword. And the crown, we're at 11. See, the crown is very different because the crown, as hard as it is to believe, I'm at a place where I don't need coins. And I know this is hard to believe, but I'm at the weird spot where I make enough coin not to have to worry about it, but I don't make enough coin to the point where some of the better upgrades are locked behind. So, for example, right now we could do the enemy level skip, right? I could absolutely do those, but the reality is I'm not that interested into doing it. I don't know why. With the crown, okay, so let's focus on the shield. Oh, you know what? I'm already on the crown, so let's focus on the crown. So the crown, we're doing really well. Nothing really changed. We're still doing the landmine. So there is some positive with the crown. There's a lot of evolution this week. Some positive, some negative. So with the crown, the beautiful thing that we have is we're at tier 11. We're reaching tier 33,000, right? Now, I did upgrade a little bit. So when the quest asks you to upgrade 400, I don't believe in resetting my workshop, even though it's the easiest. I feel like it's too easy. So what I do is actually buy the upgrade. So we're at a level where at 3,000, I already have all of my attack upgrade are maxed out thanks to the free ups. My defense upgrade are maxed up thanks to the free ups, and my utility upgrade are maxed out thanks to my free ups. So at 3,000, we're still getting defeated. Now, ultimately, what I could do, I could go to other one, but I want to stay at 11,000, the 11, because the crown is about completion. See, the crown, we're much further in the story. So we're at a level where I can just not give a fuck and just chill, right? Not because I don't like the crown, but because there's gonna be an update soon, and we're gonna be able to focus on the update. But for now, we're just waiting for the update. We're grinding. It's like World of Warcraft. I don't know if you guys ever played, but they're just they're talking about, oh, it's gonna be this new dungeon, right? It's gonna be this new dungeon, and there's a leak that the boss of this dungeon is gonna be ranged, but you have a warrior. Like, okay, well, what can I do to face that warrior? So right here we're grinding. That's a negative. Negative is I don't know how far or how quick I can get to 4,500. But then again, it doesn't really matter because we're at a tier 11 out of what? Out of 15? Out of 18, I think? I don't remember. But yeah, so we're more than half the game done, which is pretty good. Okay, the positive. I underestimate the landmine. They're not that powerful, but weirdly speaking, they're powerful. So the crown, I don't know why I didn't think about it. The crown has been focused on Death Wave. So the crown, once again, is my first playthrough. So we focus on Death Wave because it's both offensive and defensive. I don't know why I didn't think the landmine are both offensive and defensive. Now they serve a completely different purpose. So on the sword playthrough, which is this one, right? The landmine will kill. They will kill most enemies. On the shield, that's what I was talking about last week. That's what I was mentioning. That's what I had a hard time mentioning last week. Those three different playthrough are highly depending on the others. So I saw that shield, I could increase my landmine, and it was really, really working well. So I turned to crown. Since I had two, I started looking at the importance of the landmine in the sword playthrough. Now, the sword playthrough we're going to be talking about later on. I cannot help the landmine. They're behind the labs of health. The rules of the playthrough are I'm not allowed to touch the health lab. I'm able to touch the health upgrade in the workshop, but not the lab. So the crown. I have to say, landmines have been a blessing because they don't kill everything, but early level they'll kill everything. So what that mean is I'll constantly have like a full shield. So we have the module that we can health regen max up. So instead of having constantly a green bar, we constantly have a purple bar because we health regenerate. It's right. I'm at 420 T. I know a lot of people are gonna be happy about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, but this is almost base. This is completely base because we're rank we're wave 800, so we didn't have every single perks. So the landmine and the crown are fun. The kill, there's a lot of them. The decay is important, and the radius is actually pretty good. Now for the sword we're doing actually pretty good. The sword is a period of doubt. Last week it was my favorite playthrough. Now it's a huge period of doubt. So during the last two events, right, we had two events of module. So the original plan for the the two playthrough here, not the crown is done, was to buy the card. So the first plan was to buy the lab spot, to buy the card, and then focus on the module. Why? Because the lab spot, it's limited. The card slot is limited. The quality of the card is limited. The module is unlimited. Even if you were, there's ancestral. Now, ultimately speaking, you could say, yeah, but you know what? You can do something else. You can do more. Yeah, you can do more, but you don't have to, right? And it'll be a point where you're just trying to, okay, well, I'm not really using that module, but I don't have anything to do else with the diamonds that I have. Let's fuck it. I'm going to take care of it, right? So that's pretty cool. So we have this. This word, the reason why I'm insecure, insecurity I'm talking about it. I'm nervous because right now, I want to do so good. You see, the tower right now we're playing it less because I got so many other games I'm playing. So when I am playing it, there has been. I'm gonna be honest. There has been a mentality of it's an idle game. I don't really need to pay attention to it. But now that it's not idle, it's more like, hey, you're only playing 3 hours a day, which is addicted, but I don't care. You have to make sure that your 3 hours are well spent. Right? That makes sense. So that being said, the sword is insecurity because we saw. I feel like the sword has to be the last because we got to be talking about a spoiler for the shield. I can do the sword. I can do the shield without spoiler. I cannot do the sword without spoiler. So we're gonna do the shield. The shield has been my favorite playthrough this week, and that's thanks to modules. So last two event, they're saying, hey, buy a module, merge module, right? Which is a new mission, which is kind of cool. Now, what exactly happened was we got a really good module for the shield, which is the inner landmine. So the landmine transforming into inner landmine. Now, this was something I was planning to do since the beginning because, okay, so it's complicated. it's really complicated. When I created the playthrough for the shield and the sword, I was really far into the crown. So I was really far into the fact that I had every single card slot unlocked, every single lab unlocked. So the diamonds were used for module, and I had a shit ton of module. Um, so even before we started the playthrough, I was able to say, okay, well, I was able to kind of plan what happened. So, for example, I went here, I went in the crown, right? And on the crown, I have every single unique module unlocked. See this? This is insane, insanity. Um, okay, so I chose, and I knew about right away. So the first thing which was cool is as soon as we, it's tough. You create a second playthrough, it create a third playthrough, and you're already about thinking about late stuff, late game stuff. So my first ultimate weapon, all the ultimate weapon, I got hyper lucky in the fact that I got every single weapon that I wanted on both playthrough, and I didn't have to have an extra weapon. So really speaking, it would be hmm, weirdly speaking, right? It would be inner landmine. I'm gonna try to do it without inner landmine poison swamp, right? Um, Poison swamp. Technically, I don't even remember where I did it. There's just stun to it, but I do feel So poison swamp for the shield. The shield, the ultimate weapon. I don't think I did a good job for it. I'll be completely honest. The shield, I didn't do a good job for it. So Chrono Field is great, but is reliant upon Black Hole. So Black Hole will absorb a lot of enemies that will not get affected by Chrono Field. So Chrono Field is good, but with Black Hole, right? Black Hole is my minus opium. It's both. I said it multiple times. I said you don't need attack, you don't need strength. It will do damage and it will take the enemy. So the poison swamp on purpose they stun. Now they stun, but as a good so the main purpose of a poison swamp is they stun plus they do damage. So they'll send an enemy, the enemy will stay in place. This place is poison, so because this place is poison, the rest of the enemies are gonna be there. Now ultimately poison swamp is really good because we do have the black hole. So as long as people die in the black hole, there's gonna be poison swamp and poison swamp and poison swamp and poison swamp. So it's a constant. So this enemy dies, poison swamp is gonna kill these other enemies. That's gonna spawn a poison swamp. So it's good. And then the inner landmines are amazing because we have the module that we had for landmine have a 20% chance to become inner landmine. Now we had a problem. So when we went into the sword, I did say I got every single ultimate weapon that I wanted. The sword is working well. It's working really, really well. Really, really well. There's some problem with there's the ultimate weapon here, but we'll see about it. So yeah, so what happened was it's odd. It's odd because how can I say this? It's odd because oh, I'm trying to do something concise because I know I've been on the Discord of the tower and I know how much you guys like it's a identity crisis a little bit because the tower is my favorite game. We did a top 10 game lately. The tower was number 5. See, the problem is I'm seeing Discord, right? And I'm seeing a lot of people like stats. They have Excel paper. They have Excel paper of their stats. That's ultimate gamer. That's ultimate like next level. And I'm just here going in with my gut feeling, right? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, with the shield, so with the sword, we had the module that says your landmine has a chance to become inner landmine. That's what I wanted for the module because we have the module in the crown for this one. With the sword, it didn't work. The sword, it didn't work at all. So it would leave landmine or inner landmine out in the open. So with this one, this is absolutely phenomenal. So with this one, what's going on? This is gonna be the Magnus Opium of the the shield late game. I said this since fucking day one, and I knew it. The shield was gonna be good late game. So the shield late game is gonna be phenomenal because the inner landmine are I'm gonna have 20 plus. So it really works. So the sword they would stay in place. The shield they'll rearrange themselves around the tower and they'll rotate, right? So again, the rotate speed, the spawn Right, it's super cool. And I love this. I really, really, really like it. So this would be good. So this is what we're really excited about. If you're talking about the labs, nothing really changed. We're still doing orb speed, coin bonus, and kill bonus. Right, so nothing really changed on that grade. We started doing 11 because once again, we're playing a game where we can't do clips, so it might as well play the tower. And finally, we have this word. This word is kind of confusing because I saw this and I was like, oh shit, inner landmine would have been good. The ultimate weapon. So the ultimate weapon that we have on this word is actually pretty good. But right now we're struggling with this word. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. So the reason why we're confused is because I thought I had the best ultimate weapon. So the ultimate weapon we have with the sword are a chain lightning, smart missile. I should know this by heart. Death wave, and I should know this by heart. Chain lightning, death wave, smart missile, and spotlight. Right, spotlight. So the spotlight and smart missile works really well together. The chain lightning is actually, so it's funny. The chain lightning will attack a lot of people. The smart missile will attack a lot less people, but will be more effective. So the chain lightning is often and really really often the perfect pioneer for smart missile because there's a shock chance. Shock will increase the damage done. Then again, we have smart missile. And the problem with smart missile and chain lightning together is that smart missile does have a damage amplifier and chain lightning does have a damage amplifier, right? So then, I don't know. These spotlights actually perfect. We've been weirdly speaking, we've been really working on our spotlights. Why am I saying weirdly speaking? Because the main focus was Death Wave. Now we're at a level where we cannot upgrade Death Wave anymore. We can't upgrade it. So what we're doing is we're actually pushing forward and pushing and pushing and pushing the Spotlight. The reason as to why is because Spotlight is really goaded, weirdly really goaded. A lot of people don't like Spotlight because it's a bit useless. But Spotlight is really goaded in the sense that, well, like Death Wave. So Spotlight as uh it's not as goaded as Death Wave. Death Wave is amazing. But Spotlight, the cool thing about it is it's attack, so you have more range and you do have econ. So for a sword playthrough, this is perfect. I think the Death Wave is, see, the Death Wave is goaded in the sword, but it's more goaded in the crown because the crown will actually need a health. The sword being a glass cannon, the fact that Death Wave heals or increase your health or your health pool, it doesn't really matter. So the spotlight in this case is a lot better. It's attack and econ. Now, weirdly speaking, the spotlight is only good if you increase your smart missile because of the smart missile. And yeah, right. I think I would trade. I think I would trade Chain Lightning. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. Because Chain Lightning takes attack. That's pretty much what's going on. So insecurities. The reason also last reason for insecurities is we have a playthrough where again we're in shield, we're in sword. I was like, holy shit! Inner landmine would have been perfect. So inner landmine would have been perfect because it's inner landmine. I don't know. So inner landmine. I thought it was a shitty, really shitty. And ultimately speaking, before the module, it would have been shitty. But for the sword, it would have been good because the sword, we have a lot of range. We have a lot of range, so there's a place for those inner landmine. Those inner landmine would have been perfect because they're stunning, right? And they have a lot of them, so they're perfectly defense. So if and only if I was a kind of not necessarily cheating, but kind of cheesing the game, the inner landmine would have been perfect for shield, for sword. Why? Because sword kind of implements that you cannot have some elf lab, cannot do shit for health. But the inner landmine would have been like, you know what, cannot do anything for health, but you have almost a killing machine that constantly regenerates, right? And the inner landmine, the respawn rate is good. It's actually good. So I could have done that. I could have done that. So because we don't have the inner landmine, I'm gonna have to stick with other module. And I think the module that I'm gonna be using for this one for the health is gonna be the shockwave. However, it sucks because the shockwave, we had the cooldown perfectly. We have everything good for the shockwave. Shockwave side is good. Shockwave frequency is good. However, we have a little problem. So that little problem is what? That little problem is behind this defense, the defense research, we have shockwave size. So the shockwave size is gonna be the problem because you're like, okay, well, I love it, I really, really do, but my problem is that the shockwave, the range of the tower is a lot more than the shockwave size. And the problem with that is the module would have been perfect. The module being you push enemy, and because you push enemies, you're able to get them back, right? It would have been perfect, but now we can't because the range is so high. So by the time that the shockwave hits them, a lot of things have killed them, right? So we have a lot more. For example, the one we have here, Spectral Deliverance, for the module would be perfect here. But then again, what is really funny is I have no idea what I'm going to be putting on the I have no idea what I'm going to be putting on the shield as an attack module, and I have no idea what I'm going to be putting here as a health module. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because my health regen is ridiculous. So yeah, there's nothing I can put here. So yeah, we're kind of fucked. But it's in a good way. We're in a good way. And again, I don't want to be... See, the thing that is really cool, and I've been very negative this video, which I apologize for. The thing that's really cool is no matter what, I'll come in and I'll say, okay, well, guess what? I need to do these. We're really far. Weirdly speaking, and hear me out, we're really far, but at the pace at which we're moving for the shield and the sword, we're gonna catch up to Crown in no time. Now there's cheating there. There's also cheating. So the cheating is what? The cheating is the fact that when I did start Crown, there was no module. When I did start Crown, I had no knowledge. So there's knowledge, there's module. It took me so long. I was also working. Because I was working, I was spending a lot less time playing. And I used to use, I'll admit it. We used to use autoclick. We used to use autoclick, and yeah, we used it for the better part of 6 months. As the reason as to why, I was at work, and you see, I'm the fucking loser here, because yes, we did use autoclick at the same time, all of that footage. So what are you seeing right now? We're seeing Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 3, and then we're seeing the Crown. And yeah, so we're seeing the Crown, we're seeing the shield, and we're seeing the sword. That's the only footage. I got over 1,000 hours of footage I cannot use because I use autoclick. So I'm the loser here, right? Oh well, that's life. Anyway, that's not long enough video. Thank you for watching, and you know what? Since the tower is one of my favorite games, let's say good night, Defender. May your tower be safe. Why not? Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy.